And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Please let it work. Okay. Yeah, we're back. We were back for about 10 minutes, 11 minutes last.
Yeah, there's a nice little mini episode.
Tiny episode
up there. Yeah.
Well, hopefully this one will be a little bit longer. No guarantees, but we're here. We're here for now. Yeah. How's we caught up with everybody last week, so we're just gonna jump right into it here.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the beginning of a new season for Major League Baseball. In case any of you didn't know that, but yeah, and it's the 2023 season with all the rule changes, bigger bases, pitch clock, and no shift. And we've already seen the effects, at least of the. Whoa! Obviously, Nick is a little bit sick today. You're gonna have to excuse some of that. That's okay. But the pitch clock, we're already seeing the effects of that. I think the Rays game was the shortest ever MLB game, and it was like 2 hours 10 minutes. Fucking sped through that thing. But
I will say, yeah, I know the first game that got played, I wasn't watching them. I was home yesterday. I stayed home sick, but I watched a couple of the afternoon games, and I knew that like the Mets game, that game was like snap the fingers, and I was like, holy shit, that's done. You're used to games taking like 4 hours, and these are taking less than 3.
Yeah, yeah. So I did some math. Not really. I actually just looked it up. But in the 2022 season, the whole season, the average game was 3 hours 6 minutes, and that's 162 times 30. So I fucking can't do that, but it's a lot. And then I took I found the average game time for the opening day, which is obviously, I think it was like 14 games, something like that. And the average for opening day this year, yesterday, was 2 hours 45 minutes. But we did have one of the games was like 10-9 or something. There was a shitload of hits. And it ended up being like, I think 3 hours 30 minutes anyway. But that's just because there's a lot of hits. So that's how it's gonna work. And most of the time, you're not gonna get games that are there's 10 runs by a team usually.
2.5 hours, like that's honestly,
it's doable.
Might get me more interested in because that's half the thing. I'm not that interested in the first place, and then it also takes like 3.5, 4 hours sometimes. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
it's also just still
you get rid of the like
Montreal's
annoying slow game stuff like 7 pickoffs on one guy or 17 different pitchers and then 7th inning.
Is that where like they like go to steal and then the pitcher does the little and like
they keep throwing to first to try and pick him off, and he just keeps diving back and touching it. Yeah, I love that. I love that shit because he keeps doing it.
Yeah, and they're restricting like the amount of pitchers you can rotate in.
Really?
In an inning too. Yeah, so it's not like you're gonna have one pitcher
pitch against one guy.
One pitcher pitch against the lefty, and then one pitcher pitch against the righty, and you keep swapping out pitchers for that inning. I think there's like a rule that they have to have 3 outs or something. There's something in there.
One thing I will say, and I don't know if this is part of the new thing, but they do commercial breaks in between innings, like half innings, I guess. I was just watching the Mets game because we have Danielle's parents' Fubo. So I was like, let's throw this game on and watch a little bit of baseball. And I'm fairly certain that I missed a dude get a home run because they were still in commercial.
Oh god!
Because I was
going to ask, because like if there's that much less game time, I wonder how that would affect advertising. Because are they going to still try to shove the same amount of ads in? You don't have the.
Well, they shouldn't. It shouldn't be a problem because they only put commercials in between the innings. So it's like just do a 2 minute, 30-second ad break in the.
Oh, is that's how that's always worked? Okay.
Like but I think they might be rushing it because I'm telling you, I didn't hear anything, and then I turned around and the dude was like rounding the bases. And I was like, wasn't it just commercials?
Huh.
Or they brought it right back in as the guy was throwing the ball.
Or
And
it
then-
was like right there, and I just wasn't
Split second.
looking. Yeah, it could have been that. But if that's the case, they need to probably figure that out.
Get their shit
'cause-
figured out.
Yeah, you can't be missing home runs, man. Also, it was a Marlins home run, so that's upsetting for you, Eric.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. It was who the Marlins just play for
The
opening day?
Mets.
The
Oh,
Mets,
oh,
right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they played the
yeah.
Mets.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say because I know the did the Yankees win on
Yes.
their opening day match? I was gonna say I saw Judge hit a home run, but other than that,
yeah.
didn't-
His first at bat. So
yeah,
he's right
Damn.
back to it.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the poor
Damn.
Mets. They just
Speaking of the Mets,
The Cubbies won opening day too.
oh, did they? Hey.
ooh.
Well,
Congrats.
okay. Well, here. How are they looking this year? Are they looking like they're going to be any
They
better?
have a better roster this year than they did last year.
Oh,
Last
good.
year
They
looked bad.
recently did a strip down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they tore it down.
Who
Like a
was
couple
stripping?
years ago, right?
Their new GM.
Suzuki. That's the only name I know.
No,
On that
he
team.
was a new guy. They brought him in last year. They have a few new guys they brought in this season too, which makes them considerably better. They got the Braves shortstop, so they had a hole there. It's a more entertaining team to watch. I still miss the old guard, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, yeah, if you ever have a
Rizzo plays for
core-
the Yankees,
core
so I
that
can
brings
go
you to
watch
a
I
championship.
just watch a Yankee game and I'll see him there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, see your boy Rizzo.
Yeah. There you go.
Guy's a legend.
I was gonna say, speaking of the Mets, I believe everybody here has said yes.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
We're gonna be taking a little trip back down to the island. We're gonna visit Eric, all three of us. And there was talk of an Isles playoff game. And I said, I don't know about that because that's gonna be a lot of money.
No, that's gonna be way too much. Also,
Possibly bar to watch Isles game after Mets game.
That would be cool. I'd be down for that. I'd
I
be down for that.
have a nice place to sit and watch on a good TV.
or
Sounds
that,
nice, Kevin.
whatever. Yeah, like yeah, whatever the plan is.
Yeah.
Your
So
dad can be our bartender.
I think he'd enjoy that.
can he mix drinks?
No. Oh wait, actually, funny. You know what? Maybe he can. I don't know. Maybe he has some hidden talents that he's not telling me about.
makes
Listen,
a
as long as we
killer
get that like burrito place we got last time, that's fine with me.
Okay, yeah, Bubba's. Yeah,
Bubba's.
You already know.
You remember when
Wait.
Ben wanted Bubba's burrito?
This is quick tangent, but this is actually funny. My dad, Ben, this one goes out to you. So my dad, the other day, my dad's like, "You got to tell Ben his boys better win tonight." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "The Canadians, they play the Panthers," and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
"Oh, so I
They
had to
super
explain."
didn't win.
No, they didn't win. They didn't to help out the Islanders, but I had to explain to my dad. My dad's like, tell Ben, like jokingly, he's like, tell Ben when he comes down here next time. I'm not making any food. I'm not, and I'm like, okay. But I had to explain to my dad. I had to explain to him how you also don't like the Panthers, though, Ben. Not like actually, but how you always predict them to miss the playoffs. That's just been your thing for the past two
Has
seasons.
it? Have I done
Yes.
that?
For the
Yeah,
past
you
two
do that this
seasons.
year?
For the-
You did it this
yes,
year, but
yeah.
you also did it their president's winning year. You were like, they're not
Oh,
making
yeah.
it.
So,
Hell, you know.
so I said, I was like, if there's anyone in our group of friends that isn't gonna cheer for the Panthers, it's Ben. He's the best anti-Panthers fan
Yeah.
of all time.
I also need them
The
to be
pick,
bad this
that
year
pick.
because we have their pick.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's what I mean. Like, it's not because you hate the Panthers. It's just you're like, I don't want the Panthers to win.
He
yeah,
harbors a secret hate for them.
No, I don't even hate them. They're just
Yeah, they're just-
there. It's like okay.
So that's a funny. My dad sends you that mess. Mike, sorry.
But yeah,
Well, hey, your dad.
I was gonna say, not doing an Isles game, but we are gonna hit up a Mets game because it's much more affordable. And
More affordable.
yes,
I
and
haven't
I've
been
never
to a
been.
baseball game in forever.
I've never
been a
been.
very long time for me. Last time would have been in Montreal, so 2004 at least.
At least there.
Wait. So, Mike, you've never been to an MLB game?
Never
Or
been
like a
to.
Mets?
I've never been to any baseball game.
I mean, anything
Oh.
past like a high school one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fine.
I saw one of those in passing, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I went to
haven't
a
been.
Yanks game a couple years ago, probably 2 years ago now.
doesn't Aaron go to
You
one
went
every
to-
year? Isn't that like a
Yeah.
thing? That could
Is
be
that-
that could be a thing, boys.
Nick, how many How many?
You can take
state-
Metro North down from
Yes.
Poughkeepsie, and it brings you
You
right
can.
to Yankee Stadium.
Huh? Like a
That's
train?
handy.
Yep.
Holy shit. That's cool.
Like a stop on its track is Yankee Stadium.
That's smart.
Dang. That is a smart thing to do.
Yeah, people don't realize like the Bronx is like when I drive up to like Plattsburgh, I cross over. You guys remember the Whitestone Bridge? Do you remember crossing over the Whitestone Bridge? Like I have to go over that bridge and then onto another parkway, and then then you get to the Bronx. Like it's kind of like more up than you'd expect for one of the boroughs. And that's I'm saying that I probably sound silly to someone who lives in the city.
It
but,
sounds
as a
it's
Long
more
Islander-
north. It's like
as
a
Long
north
Island-
borough.
Yeah, it's more north. It's a north
Okay.
borough, yeah, which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so gonna be doing a Mets game. Maybe I'll do the vlog. I still got the Buffalo vlog. I know it's like a recurring thing.
It's already
now.
been a full year.
It's been
I
a
think,
year.
since
Yeah, it's
that
gonna be
Buffalo.
no.
That's how he
April,
goes with those, though.
April
Like,
24th. Oh wait,
except
Was
for
it
Yeah.
April? I
the
thought it was in
Long
March.
Island
Oh, was it
vlog,
April?
he posted relatively quickly afterwards.
yeah, and that was the
Yeah.
biggest
But,
one. I
there's
don't
still-
know,
isn't
man.
there
I
still
think
a
it's because
missing-
you sunk too much time into the footage for the Long Island one. So you're like, nah, we did too much. You gotta actually
Well, I remember we did another vlog, the one with Connor.
I still
in
have that one.
Saratoga.
Yeah, actually, I don't know.
Still
if I have
hasn't
that
been
one
posted.
somewhere.
That one's old.
I wasn't there.
Well,
for
that's
that one.
because I had an idea for that one, and it's so incomplete because I stopped recording, and so there's like a huge gap of like time. So and I hate that. But yeah, I could if I wanted to just do it, I would just get all the clips together and just send it out. But I like to do funny things if I can. So that's
I
why
was
it
gonna say,
takes me
dude,
forever.
this is
Fucking
this is like A-list quality production right now. Like it takes
But
time.
Long Island vlog part 2.
I think I probably
Let's
will.
go.
I think I probably will at least record, and then if it'll be it's us boys.
if
It'll be
the
gold.
footage speaks to you,
It'll be
which it
gold.
will.
Yeah.
We should win.
But yeah, so I'm excited because I'm gonna get to add another hat to my collection. My new thing, which is not that new, but every new professional sports stadium that I go to, I'm gonna get a hat. So
I'm gonna get a jersey.
in
Who's
April,
the trumpet guy?
Diaz,
Him. I'm getting that.
right? Edwin, is it Edwin?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're
Yeah,
not going to be
Except
seeing
for
him.
except for you're not going to see him because he's out.
Yeah. That's fine. I don't care. I still want the
Yeah.
shirt.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mets fans are not happy about that.
Because he's hurt.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a freak accident in the World Baseball Classic.
Wasn't he like jumping up and down in
Oh.
a celebration?
It
or
was
whatever?
celebrating the win, and he was jumping. They were all jumping up
Oh.
and down, and he blew his knee out.
Which
Oh,
it annoyed me
no.
when people were saying like, well, that's why we can't send him these. I'm like, yeah, he did it jumping up and down. He could have done that walking up his stairs if he fell the wrong way, like
Right.
at home. Like I don't like that argument for not having the best on best like national
Yeah.
things. But anyway,
I agree. Anyway,
I want to get that shirt.
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna get a sweet hat.
So that's coming up
in
in May.
That's in May. April, I already talked about it, but I'm going to an Ottawa Senators game, Lightning versus Senators.
Nice.
It's like their third to last. Actually, it's a week from Sunday. So I'm gonna get a Senators hat.
Hey, nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's a
I don't
game.
think we said
That's
it
a game
on-
the Sens have to win to stay in it too.
Right, well, we'll see by the time we get there.
Yeah.
But probably, yeah.
I don't know if this was in the pod that the 11 minutes we did, but
I
I'm going to
don't
the Habs
remember.
I'm going to the Habs Bruins game. That's the last Habs game of the season. So
Oh
Let's
yeah, dude.
Well, I didn't know that you were doing that, so it probably was not. Or I
You'll
was
probably see the Habs win though, Ben.
Oh.
That'll be nice.
I think I was yes, and I think it was when we had your frozen face on our Discord screen. Was
Yes.
when I told
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
them about it.
Yes, the computer had crashed at that point.
It was funny because Nick went on for like another 20 seconds, and then I just like looked down and I was like, oh
Very
no.
still.
no, yeah, I literally said that.
You're
I
like
was
this.
like,
And
I
I'm
was
not
like,
the
"Mike,
still
are you
one.
still or are you just frozen? And nope, you were still.
If I'm ever like frozen, something's gone wrong because I can't be because I gotta run this thing.
Yeah.
Oh god. So yeah, we're gonna be heading down to Long Island. So look forward to a little Long Island vlog. And you know what? You know what I'm gonna do this time, gentlemen? I'm gonna be hot and heavy with the Instagram stories
Ooh.
Oh,
that
yeah,
weekend. So look
they're
forward
great, dude.
to that. Go follow our Instagram.
Oh, just post our shenanigans on our Instagram account. Okay.
It's a good way to do it.
No, I'm talking like a live story. Like I'm gonna like those, you know, like those selfies you see people do when they're out drinking. They're like, yeah, that's gonna be us. That's gonna be us, but at
Whatever you
a
say, bud.
ballpark. Yeah, Nick won't do it. He's too cool. I am not too cool. I'm gonna be doing that.
I am the definition of not too cool.
Okay, let's jump into it here. We talked a bit of baseball. Let's go straight into the team updates, gentlemen. Now, this is the first time in about a month, I think, that we've
Yeah.
done team updates.
It's been a minute.
So who's
So probably can't cram it all in, but
yeah, we'll just do a nice brief overview.
Yeah, brief overview.
So who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Sick boy.
All right. So I believe the last time we talked, the discussion was, wow, the Sens are really right on the verge of grabbing that second wild card.
because they were on a fucking
They
heater.
were.
Yeah.
It was very close. They were on a heater. They had a stretch of games where they needed to win. They had a stretch of games that they should have won. A chunk of them anyway. They went they lost 5 of 6 bad. They lost 1 to the Blackhawks, 1 to Calgary. And I was like, fuck.
One
There
to
you go.
Blackhawks.
Yeah, they lost 7-0 to the Blackhawks.
That's
But then right before that, Talbot went down, so they were
7-0.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jeez.
proceed. Sorry, I just got surprised by that.
but Talbot went down, and so they're juggling rookie goalies now. So which
Right.
sucks. So it took them a few games to get into it. After that, they lost I think it was 5 of 6, and then after that they started picking it back up again. So as of late, they've been doing relatively well. I think they're 5 points back at the last spot right now with
Well, let me tell you.
Yes.
Florida ahead of them.
Added up.
And
Florida's
Pittsburgh.
ahead of them. Yep, and then Pittsburgh's that last spot. Yeah.
But Florida's right on the tail of Pittsburgh. So it's
Yeah,
like
I need
and I know Florida's been really good lately. So if statistically wise, they're not out of it yet.
Yes, mathematically.
But they have a hard. I was going through this the other day with somebody. They have a hard end of their schedule.
Oh, like they play
said-
some good teams.
Yeah,
They
Mike
have
said he's
7
going to-
games left.
So right now
Probably.
they play Toronto tonight. They
Oof.
play Columbus on Sunday, but then they have a stretch of Carolina, Florida, Tampa, Carolina, Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Buffalo's not even like a
They're not shit. Like
Yeah.
you can't just look at them like it's
Yeah.
gonna be easy. They're decent.
Right.
another team
So-
that's not going to be easy, but
They'll
they're
have a
there.
potential. They're there. Things just got to go right for them.
They essentially have to win.
They have 7 games left. They probably have to
Gotta win 5 at
probably at 5 and hope for some like right things to happen around that. 6 if you want to actually maybe do it.
Yeah.
So it's not great.
So, not that I'm writing the Sens off. I think it's going to be difficult for them to get that last spot. It'd be awesome if they do, but
It's possible, but like
it is. Yeah, I agree. It's possible, but if they don't, it's like it's not a lost season in my mind. Like they
No.
progressed a shitload compared to last year. Like they're not a basement dweller anymore. They're going to be an attractive team going forward. The team's going to get sold this offseason too. So
Yeah. I think what hurt them was the expectation, because the expectation for them was, and it was my own self as well. I had them in the 3rd Atlantic spot.
well, yeah, I mean, they went out and they got Talbot to solidify their back end and like solidify their goalie.
They added
And
a
then-
bunch up front.
Right. Yeah, they had it up front. They got a D man at the deadline. Like they looked like they were going to do it, but
Yeah.
they have had major goalie injury problems, and then
Also, Nick.
they basically didn't have Norris all year long.
Yeah,
that-
that's what I was gonna ask. That's what I was gonna ask. He basically, how many games has he played this season? I don't know if you know off the top.
I don't know, but I know it's
Okay.
not over half.
Jeez.
He missed a bunch
think about
last
that,
year
like,
too.
He was. So it's
I
like
just-
if you put him back on the team, like he's a big deal on that team. So
Yeah.
It's only up, I think.
I just looked. They had 73 points last year in the whole season. They already have 79. They're probably going to finish with like a 10-point improvement, which is big. 73 points last year to where the final wild cards are probably going to line up around like 91, 93. Doing a 20-point jump in one season,
That's a lot.
no matter how many additions you make, is going to be tough. But like, they still made all of the right steps. They had all of like Timmy Stützle going the hell off.
Yeah, he went off this year.
They had the right growth, so like, you can't be mad at that. You're not going to jump from dog shit dog shit rebuild time.
Yeah, exactly. You're not
to
going to go
playoff contender. Like, you need to have some room to maybe a year or two to like grow into that.
They should have.
But,
so, my expectations for next year, they got to figure out what they're going to do with DeBrincat, whether or not they try and sign him to an extension because he's up after this year. And then it's the goalie situation again, because you're not going to have Forsberg back right off at least next season, because double ACL, MCL tears usually
that was so wild. I forgot.
You're usually a year injury if you just tear an ACL. So it's like he did it on both knees, both ligaments. So it's like maybe
what shit luck, man.
That's awful, man.
How does it all happen in one? Like,
you know what it was? He wasn't stretching, right, Eric? Should have been stretching.
Oh yeah.
But
it's all those stretching.
I'm hopeful, but I'm not optimistic that it'll happen. I'll end it at that.
I am also hopeful because I want to see that. That's fun.
It's a long time. It's been what,
2017?
17, I think.
17, something like that.
So
we were all living together at the time.
6 years-ish.
Yeah.
Best scenario timeline is the Sens make the playoffs once Ryan Reynolds owns the team. Done.
Right.
So next
Easy.
year. And it's like, well, clearly it's Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly.
Ownership. All right. Well, who would like to go next?
I can, because I'm
Stay in
mostly just
Canada?
going to. Yeah.
Just in Canada.
Sorry, excuse me. The Habs have been. I'm gonna sound like they're doing what they need to do. Like, it's been a really good year in terms of what they wanted to do. They wanted to still largely be pretty low in the standings and not that great because draft picks.
Yes.
But also bring in a bunch of young guys, watch them grow, watch them develop, and hopefully see some progress. They've seen all of that for the most part. The biggest downer in that area is probably Slavkovsky. But that also didn't help that like it got ended early by injury, and like he was 18. There was just a lot of pressure coming in as a number one. It wasn't.
Man, I'm telling you, you got to look. Somebody's got to look at some training, something there, because there's so many injuries, dude. Holy.
There's that. It is suspicious as hell. Yes, I've also come to wonder that with a lot of stuff we've heard in terms of like how NHL players play through shit in times, is like I'm wondering how like specifically Cole Caulfield's injury was a shoulder injury that in any given time that like it's important games he could have played through, like, but they just decided to shut him down. So I'm wondering if it's just like it's partially there might be something going on with the medical team, but this might just be like what most NHL teams are dealing with, and the Habs are just shutting everybody down and getting surgeries because who gives a fuck with this season? Like,
could be, yeah.
But no, you're not wrong. It does seem just very strange
as an outside observer.
Because like there's been an insane amount of man games lost. That's
and
like
there's a shitload last year too.
Yeah, that's the other biggest downer from this year is that. But there's just been so many fun stories. Like Raphael Harvey-Pinard continues to go off. In terms of a guy who was a 7th round pick and has been toiling in the AHL and has been a nice little surprise and like secondary scorer kind of guy. Mm-hmm. He's been fun. Mike Matheson has been unironically fantastic.
Dude,
in
I'm
the
telling you,
last,
when
like,
you
20,
got him
30
from
games.
when you got him from Pittsburgh, when I saw him skate against the Isles in the playoffs, the way he skates, he just can
It's
skate into the zone.
amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's
Great.
like pulling off, like not even just trying, like pulling off like 2 or 3 spinoramas a game to get around guys just for fun.
Yep.
And is like playing like 25 minutes a night most nights because the Habs have had a lot of defensive injuries lately too. So like that's all. It's not great, but he has been fantastic.
Interesting.
Again, he's a guy that like if you're a contender, you probably don't want him any. You'd use him as number 2 in a pinch.
Yeah.
Probably don't want him higher than 3. But he's a
Yeah.
guy who I think has shown he's got a lot there and can be a good stopgap for the Habs for the next couple of years until maybe a Caden Gooley can grow into like the 1-2 role. He's been a nice bright spot. Trying to think who else.
Dude, Montembeau.
Montembeau, who I'm not sure what his numbers look like after last night because he got a little lit up against
We got
Florida.
lit up. This season, though, I feel like he's kind of.
But before then, before last night's game, he had a 905 come into last night's game on this year's Habs. He has a over 900 save percentage on this year's Habs, and he almost has an almost 500 winning percentage. So like, he's been everything you could be asked to be with the like situation. Like it's a dog shit situation for a goalie. It's just been a fun year. Which is weird to say, like obviously not entirely, like I'd like some more wins, but like for what it is, it's been a fun year. Like there's been enough of the young guys doing what they need to do. There's been enough fun moments. And I'm sorry, I know some people were with that Michael Pezzetta celebration were like, come on, what does he think he's doing? They're 20th place team in the league. But it's Michael Pezzetta scoring a shootout winner. That is by far the most consequential goal that guy's ever going to score. Let him celebrate. It's like
it was fun.
Also, it's a game. Who gives a? It's I don't know. I have a hard time being too mad about anything going on with the Habs right now. It's
So you'd say that St. Louis' inaugural season is a success?
Yeah,
not a success in obviously it wasn't a successful season.
Well, no, but like a success in what they're trying. Yeah, and success in terms of what they're trying to establish. Like they're trying to establish a locker room where the players know they're allowed to play to their strengths. They're allowed to like not always fit rigidly into a structure. If you see a play you think you can make it kind of situation. That's what Marty's been preaching the whole time. He doesn't want to box players in. And you're already seeing, like, this is going to sound like a joke with how much I've been trying to get him traded, and I'm trying to boost his trade value right now. But he has undeniably actually made Josh Anderson a better player. He's down in injury right now, as is most of the fucking
majority of the team.
But before he went down with injury, he was a better playmaker than he had ever been in any of his time with Montreal. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a low bar because getting him to do anything other than just fucking rush up the right side and put a shot into goalie's pads was an improvement. But he's doing a lot more than he used to do, I guess, is the short end of it. Like he's getting, and everything like players have said in interviews, is he's getting them to think about the game in different ways. He's getting them to look at plays differently, even some of the older guys. And then with the younger guys is just saying, hey, play to what you think you are, like play what your strengths are and what we see what your strengths are, and like we'll take the mistakes as they come, and like if you learn from those mistakes and it's not a big thing, then yeah, play what you play. Like that's how we'll win games. And it seems to be really going really well in terms of like as well as it can be. Everything, that's the other thing. Whenever I see people like trashing on Habs fans talking about how certain things are going well this year, like 20th in the league, I'm like, all right, this is all relative. Like, do you not remember last year and like what we're trying to get out of? Like, yes, obviously this isn't like the end goal is not to be in 28th place every year, but we're trying to like see progression here. Like,
right.
Do we have to start from square zero every fucking conversation?
Yeah.
But but yeah, no, it's been a good year.
I like the movie pulled on Drouin too. He kind of said it like, did you guys see that situation with him? He missed he was either late or he missed a mandatory like meeting, and he ended up benching Drouin that next night for the game. He was like, I was like, that's a good fucking move. Like that.
Yeah. So the Cliff Notes version
not
of
see
just
that.
to expand a little bit was he was 2 minutes late to a team meeting, and it's a situation where it's a guy you're not bringing back. So like
Yeah.
who get like one like okay, you're burning a bridge possibly with a guy, which I don't think he did. He seemed to take it really well, but there's that. Then also being able to like to see that and then do that benching, it's just sets the standard for everybody else with all of these young players in the room. So it's like you can't have a moment where like that's one of those you won't have a moment like in 2 years where like say Arbor Xhekaj is 2 minutes late to like a thing and it's like what, but he was late, it was no big deal. But like it's just a sort of it was an easy moment to be like, all right, we're going to set the standard now.
We're going to use this as a
it's not
learning
really going to
moment for
matter
all of these
because
guys.
he's not getting re-signed this year
No.
after this year. So
Man, I don't know where he's gonna play.
Tampa.
somebody will sign him.
Somebody
like
will
that's
sign him, but like where? Like who?
I don't know.
Like it's nothing against the guy, but like
He has 1 goal this year.
He has 1 goal this year, but
He's
he
got-
unironically has
that
been
make-
a very no. I think he has 2, but he
does
has
that
been
make
a very
2
good
in the last
playmaker.
3 years? Hasn't he like not played?
He's been in and out. He's had a lot of injuries, but when he's been in, he's been a consistent point producer.
Right.
It's been mostly
He's going to
assists.
Detroit and playing for Stevie Y.
Oh man, imagine.
That'd be interesting. I'm gonna see because
That'd be
like
kinda cool,
I
right?
honestly think his stats aren't that like. I mean, you'd want more goals, but
He's not a
like
goal
this.
guy. From at least he wasn't in Tampa.
He has 28. He has 28 points in 52 games. 2 of them being goals.
He was never a goal scorer. He was like
No,
Kucherov light.
but
he was the
2?
Canadian Kucherov.
Yeah, but his expectation was they can contribute more points.
well,
than
that was the other thing was he was brought in with unfair expectations from the jump. That was a mistake by Mark Bergevin when he was trying to put a Band-Aid over a problem he didn't want to actually spend the time and resources to fix because that was his MO. He kind of tinkers around the edges and then tries with an inadequate move to fill out the rest and then hope for Carey Price to make up for the in between. And one time it almost worked.
But also, yeah, you got to admit he brought some big boys in the back there on D.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's it.
They were big.
That's all they had. They were big.
They were big and they were orange because they were pylons.
The cross checks per 60 was through the fucking roof on that.
That's what we like to see.
Run.
That's what we like to see.
Dude, oh my god, I can't even count the amount of times fucking Shea Weber was trying to kill Braden Point.
Oh, it wasn't just him. It was every forward on the Leafs. The Jets,
I saw one
Ben Sherratt
play.
as well. Ben Sherratt just fucked Austin Matthews back. I don't know how he didn't come out of that hurt. Like it was.
I hate that, man. They really
because it's the playoffs.
They got to start calling that. They got to
let the boys play, Mike. Come on now.
That's dumb. That's dumb. You're giving because how like these guys are gonna be.
It is dumb, but for a couple
years
months
old, not
there,
able to
I became very fine with it. I became very fine.
All right, I'm gonna go next if you don't mind, Eric.
Yeah, please do.
All right. So the Lightning. Now I've seen a bunch of stuff on Twitter that they did this last year, the same thing. I don't think it was to this extent.
It wasn't.
It was much worse this year, but
they lost.
So let me go through it. Let me go through it. I think last time we talked, or around last time we talked, they had been on like a 5-game losing streak. They've been sucking balls. And then they beat New Jersey 2 out of 3 times. So there's a good team beating them twice out of 3. And then they lost a bunch again, 2 games including Ottawa and Montreal. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Ottawa's a little more excusable.
Ottawa, yeah. But Montreal, what the fuck are you doing losing to Montreal?
It's rough.
And
Montreal played a really good game. But
I will
also,
tell you.
no. What are you doing?
will tell you the reason that it was happening. And then they just came back in this past week. They beat Carolina 4-0.
Okay, there you go. That's good.
Which sort of makes up for the game that they lost to them 6-0.
Yeah, that was.
It doesn't make up for it because it was 6-0 and they didn't get a shot on goal in the second period. And then they beat the Caps 5-1. And I watched a part of the I watched part of both games, and they're playing. They're starting to play the right way. Vasi's starting to come into his own. It was, by the way, that whole stretch was Vasi sucking balls.
Yeah, he did not look very good in that.
He was. I don't know what was going
I
on.
noticed that because I haven't really watched much Tampa, and you've been mentioning Vasi's not great, and then I watched him in that game, and I was like,
his late February and
Not
March was bad. It was real bad, and it's not even because it wasn't even like they were like better chances than he normally faces. Like it was like a shot, and then it would just like trickle through, and then somebody would tap it in from behind him.
I think it was Doc that did that again.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it
was
went through him.
I watched that. Like I was like, I saw him take the shot, and I was like, fuck. Well, and then I was like, oh, it went in.
Listen, he was bad, but
yeah,
shutout on Tuesday. 1 goal against. I think it was like 20 something saves on Thursday. They're coming back in. They're charging up. They're charging up. Pat Maroon, 2 goals.
Has Tanner Jeannot scored yet?
No. That fucking guy. Listen. This was the same. If you remember last year,
this did happen.
We brought in
Brandon
Brandon Hagel, and he did fucking nothing.
And then he did
literally
well
nothing
in the playoffs, right?
I think he did okay. He didn't produce that much. Nick Paul produced more.
That's true. Yeah, it was Nick Paul doing the whole thing.
But listen, we'll see. Hopefully, Jeannot, he's more, at least for this season, with where they're at this season, like with their roster this season, he's I will beat you up guy for the Lightning. Now, let me tell you, that dude can fight. Holy.
Yeah, he can. I will give him that.
Yeah. So also I remembered this when you started talking about Drouin getting benched. It's a good move by St. Louis. An even better move is John Cooper.
Yes, I
so
remember this.
It was during their stretch of shit where they were sucking balls. He wasn't getting what he wanted from the top line.
Mm-hmm.
Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, and Braden Point, 3 of the top players in the NHL. So he fucking benched him for the 3rd period of one of the games. All 3 of them benched him the whole period. He was like, "You guys aren't doing what you're supposed to do, so you're gonna sit there and think about it." And then they improved their play. But yeah, so I think they're gonna be okay. They're coming into it. Once again, it's gonna be the Leafs, barring some crazy movement in the standings. It's gonna be the Leafs again, and it's gonna be the Leafs with home ice advantage. Same exact thing as last year.
On the Leafs front, there's some bold takes going across Leafs Twitter talking about how Tampa's so washed.
I heard Jesse on SDP. I'm like,
yep.
You better watch your mouth, man.
I was listening to that, and it was funny seeing Steve be like, bro.
By the way, let me. I gotta look at it now. Let me look at it.
Remember the last
you have the same amount of wins. They're ahead of you because of loser points.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You remember the last 63 years we said the Bruins would fall off?
I do, yes.
How's that going?
So, exactly. And then it's like, how's that going? Look at Tampa's roster. All right, Mike, on to you.
Underratedly not being talked about. 3rd place NHL points, Nikita Kucherov. He's in 3rd.
Oh, wow. I never would have guessed that.
Yep.
Underrated goals. Tied for 4th, Braden Point
right?
with 47.
Yeah.
Then no one's
he was
talking
close
about
to 50.
it. He's got more goals than Tage Thompson.
They mentioned him on, I think, the Chris Johnson show the other day, being close to 50.
Yeah, because this is his first time if he can do it. So he needs 3 more. Hopefully he does. But yeah,
dude, I was looking at all these Lightning stats because they play the Isles tomorrow, and so it's like shows you the matchup, it shows you goal leaders. I saw 47 next to Point, and I'm like,
dude's on it. Dude, he's been. This is what he's been doing for the last 2-3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But but it's like no one's talking about it.
Nope.
Except for CJ, I guess.
Probably just Tampa, like
it's what
fatigue.
it is. Yeah.
Just because Tampa's been anything's ever been talked about.
Also,
the last couple of years,
Also, that incredible Tampa team in 2019, like, I mean, look at what the Bruins are doing this season. It makes sense that it's just Bruins.
Yeah. So I looked at it. They will break the wins record. To break the wins record, they need. Shit, I have the standings. Let me look. To break the wins record, they need 5 more wins in their next 7 games. So they can totally do it.
That's great.
Yeah,
To
I wonder
break-
what their
To
schedule
break
is
that
like.
wins record. I don't know. Well, we know
They
it's the
play Pittsburgh.
Canadians.
They
They
play
know the
Pittsburgh
Canadians
next.
won one game.
There's at least one against Canadians, which will. I really hope the Habs. I
That'd
I
be
want
crazy.
them to win. I don't even give a fuck about the draft shit. And it might also be fine because I think they'll probably be sitting their guys. I think we're gonna
Boston,
get
you
the.
think?
I think we're gonna get the B squad special like we did with
Yeah.
Florida last year.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
the
Florida.
10 to,
Nah. No, there's no way because Florida wasn't looking for a record. Boston's got a chance at like a record,
That's true.
like
Maybe.
an all-time NHL record. Like, I'm sorry, you don't sit your guys for that unless they're
I don't
really hurt.
I don't think Boston cares about the regular season.
Yeah, but that's like the regular season. I know it's like not as big of a deal. Obviously, it's not as big of a deal as a Stanley Cup, but like being the best regular season team of all time in the NHL.
I also don't think they'd worry too much about losing to the Habs with their B squad.
I mean, yeah. But it's like that's wild to me. Like if they have
Yeah.
62
I mean,
wins going into
they
that game.
hey, who knows? Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll have other guys. I don't know. I'm just being hopeful. I want to see a win.
Well, yeah, they still could. Hey, they still could. You never know.
They still could. Honestly, the last game they played against them, the only reason they won was Swayman. They actually outplayed them for a large swath of that game. It was very confusing.
All right, one last lightning thing, and then I will be done. The other
Okay.
day, earlier this week, or maybe late last week, John Cooper's 10-year anniversary as head coach happened.
Successful ass 10 years too.
Why don't I read it out? to
run
you?
them down. 4
10
cup
years?
finals.
Let me see here.
4.
4 cup finals, 2 Stanley Cup champions. Shit, man, I think it's like 6 Eastern Conference finals.
Oh, it's a lot of Eastern Conference finals.
6 or 7. It's been like, yeah, it's freaking wild.
In most of the years that you didn't win cups, it was conference finals.
Yeah, pretty much. So here's his overall regular season record. Oh man, I should look at his. Can I look at? Okay, all right. I'm gonna read this off, and then I'm gonna look to see if I can see playoff record because that's got to be wild.
Oh yeah, it will be.
All right. So he's coached 791 games. And his record is 478 wins, 246 losses, and then 67 OT loser.
That's
Shit.
insane.
Wait, how many?
He was
How many wins? You said
478. It puts him pretty high up. He actually was the fastest coach in NHL history.
478, and then
wins.
how many games total?
791. It's 647 points percentage. I don't know what that is for win percentage, but
It is a roughly 60% win percentage,
that's
which
pretty
is
good.
nuts. That's pretty
good.
fucking good.
Yeah. So yeah, he's pretty damn good. Oh yeah, the win percentage is right here.
Was it 60?
Yes, 604. Yep.
I did math right.
Okay, let me see here. Overtime. Wait, did what? All right, it's not showing me playoff stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so clearly the best coach in Lightning history.
One of the
best
ones
in just league
modern like league history. Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how long he lasts, like to go for like the full thing. Cause isn't it like Scotty Bowman has like a fucking load of them, like for wins? Because he's coached for like 20 years, maybe Quenneville.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see how long he goes, but he was fastest to 400. If he can get to like 1,000, he probably would be the fastest to 1,000, unless they really fall off.
Yeah, which is
Yeah, pretty good coach. I hope he sticks around. Seems to know what he's
well,
doing.
I can't believe he's been coaching for 10 years. That's crazy.
I know, isn't that wild?
That's wild.
The winningest coach is indeed Scotty Bowman. Would anyone care to guess how many wins Scotty Bowman had?
Is it over 1,000? It has to be.
It is over 1,000.
Yeah, it's gonna.
1370.
1370.
I'm gonna say 1,700.
Oh God, no, too high, too high. Nick,
Uh,
Scared to guess.
1,280.
Nick is the closest.
Oh.
1244.
Oh, dang. All right.
I thought I
so
was.
I
I
went.
thought I was pretty close.
How far down is? Where is what's his face?
John Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that far down. You might have missed him, or maybe I'm just overestimating. But yeah, so
He is. That's a lot of. I'm not gonna count that much. It's kind of far down. It's probably
Yeah.
like 20 somethings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's climbing up.
yeah, he's climbing that ladder. But
Oh yeah,
so-
especially because like down that low, they're all pretty close.
yeah.
There's not that much of a difference
yeah.
between them.
Yeah, so we'll see how the rest of the Lightning season goes. Hopefully they can pick up a win against Ottawa, so I can finally see them win in real life.
No.
They probably won't. Because I didn't look at it. It might be a back-to-back, but honestly, that might be a game that they play. That might be a game that they play their backup, Elliott. But we'll see.
Hasn't Elliott been like he's been
Elliott's
solid?
had a-
He's,
right?
no, he's been
yeah,
fine,
yeah.
but he's been
Yeah.
fine. But obviously,
But he's
even
not fast.
even when Vassie's sucking balls, he still gives you a better chance to win than almost anybody.
Then yeah, most people.
All right, on to Eric. The Lightning actually play Eric's boys tomorrow
Tomorrow.
night.
Oh, boy.
So I will
Heck
not
yeah,
be
we
watching
will.
that on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Such a great league we have.
I mean, if you want to hop on the Discord, I'll point my computer at my TV. You can just watch the whole
Watch
thing.
party.
Yeah.
Are there any Habs Islanders games yet? I'll hit you.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
before those.
That's what you have to do. The Isles. Oh man. Well, I guess the first thing I'll point out is they are currently sitting in the first wild card spot in the East with 87 points, and they've had a bit of a good run for the month of March. Honestly, I believe
All they needed to do was lose Barzell.
Yeah, I know. I think 8 wins, 4 losses in the month of March. If I'm
Damn.
correct
Alright,
on that. So
alright.
pretty decent, which is like what you want to be doing. The weird thing with the Isles is the losses. The teams that they lose to are quite interesting. So the Caps are kind of having an year. Still
Yeah.
the Capitals though. But they lost to, and this is over the month of March, some notable losses. They lost to Washington, Columbus, and Buffalo. And well, again, Buffalo, I know, also an improvement, but you probably want to pick up those points.
Yeah,
Probably
you
wanna pick up
you
that
definitely
one.
want to, yeah. But Buffalo's no easy out. I would be more
Yeah,
concerned about
yeah,
the
yeah.
Columbus one.
Yeah. That being said, oh yeah, also Ken, you guys saw Ken Johnson hit the Michigan on Sorokin. That was ridiculous.
It was one of the nicest
Yeah,
executions
ever.
of it because he had the toe drag
Yes.
before it too, or like the between the
Insane.
legs.
There we go.
Like the shit.
So this is not to interrupt you. So this is the
Yeah.
question. Benny's team has been Michigan Don, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Zegras.
by
Yeah.
Zegras, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Eric's team has been Michigan Don. Who
Oh,
will
who's
be the
next?
final team on this show to be Michigan Don?
Dude,
I think
I'm
it's gonna
gonna
be the
just say this.
Senators.
I do too, because I'm just gonna say this right now. Vasilevsky, when he's in like the butterfly position, is still like 7 feet tall. Anyone who has the balls to Michigan Vasilevsky,
No, I
is
think they're
out of
gonna
their
do it.
minds.
I think they're gonna do it.
yeah.
And it's gonna work, and it's gonna be embarrassing, and people are gonna be like, yeah, go Michigan Don.
I don't. I mean, I think it helps that like anytime anybody said that last year, I'm like, look at this Habs team. What do you think? I know they suck. Like, you don't need to tell me. I'm aware. I still watch half these games for some reason.
I'm aware.
But
All right, sorry to interrupt.
no, all good. But the Islanders have, that being said, they've beaten recently. Big wins were against Toronto and New Jersey, which is good. You want to see them beating teams like that.
Those are good. Those are playoff
Um,
teams. Yep.
Yep, and some notable pieces in the Isles lineups. Obviously, Barzell's out. So the weird thing is, I mean, Lou, again, I don't know when he's going to come back. There's no news on that. I don't even think he's been skating yet. But if I had to take a guess, it'd be they'd have to get him in maybe the last few games of the regular season if they could, but they already have 76 games played. So that doesn't really leave that much wiggle room for them to
Yeah, that
slot
gives
him into the
him
lineup.
6 games left.
Yeah, so either two things could happen. Either they can bring him in, like, I don't know, the last 2 or 3 games, or they can rest him until they hopefully, fingers crossed, make the playoffs.
What do you think they should do? What would you do?
To be honest, I think because they're on kind of a hot streak right now, rest him if you can. Make sure he's 100%. I think that'd be silly to try to slot him in, especially the way some of these younger guys are playing. And I guess getting to some roster additions. So Pierre Engvall traded to the Isles by the Leafs. That was just a random
That's
pickup,
right.
and he hasn't been doing anything spectacular, but he has been scoring. He has 17 goals on the year. I don't know how many of them are goals as an Islander, but I know he has at least 5 or 6 in the month of March, which again is like, hey,
that's a good
I'll take it.
that's a good month.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I think if I
Pierre-
go Hockey DB, it'll give me that split.
Oh,
If you could, that'd be great.
It will give me that
actually,
split.
I think Hockey
12
Reference would too.
Yeah, but 12 of them were with the Leafs, 5 of them with the Islanders.
Yep.
5 and 12 games with the Islanders.
Hey, that ain't
there you
bad.
go.
That's not bad,
Not bad
at
at
all.
all. So
Man, he has a long neck.
yeah,
He's a giraffe. He's a veiny giraffe.
He's so
That's the-
vertical.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like watching him, so he is such a freaking fast skater. Sometimes he looks like he
He's
has
got
no
the
idea where to
speed,
be, but my goodness, he's like all over the ice. Like there was a goal that he scored. It was a rebound. Nelson came in and like took a shot, and the rebound came out, and you just see him just by himself, just streaking in, and he just taps it into the empty net. It's like, where did he come from?
Huh.
No idea.
Where did he go?
But,
it was funny. I saw like the first game they were playing the Leafs after that trade, and like he went into a corner and like laid a hit. Every Leaf fan on Twitter was like, "What the fuck?" Because like that was the whole thing when he was with them, was like he never hit. So it was like this is hilarious. This
Nice.
is
Yeah, if you're on the Isles, you're gonna learn how to hit.
Oh, you're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn how to cross check too from Scott Mayfield. So again, can't ask any more from he was just a pickup at the deadline, right? Like, sure, fill it in. Zach Parise continues to be the best bang for your buck NHL contract. He has 21 goals. 21 goals on the year.
At league men. Look
Zach
at that.
Parise at league men, yeah. So that's pretty funny.
I'll take that.
And Horvat's been on a bit of a slow streak in terms of the goal scoring. But that being said, he's doing all the right things everywhere else on the ice. That's the Islanders needed to solidify a centerman that could win them faceoffs, someone to help give them more options on the power play. So he's looked great in that role. So that's great to see. And that's honestly, in terms of players, that's pretty much it. Sorokin and Varlamov continue to be great.
Sorokin's been
the amount of paddles, the amount of paddle saves that he just makes, it's just unbelievable.
Along that vein with the whole how strong Sorokin is. As it sits now, which the Devils are a point behind them, so very easily could change. As it sits now, they would play Carolina in the first round. How do you feel about Carolina in the first round?
Yeah, getting to that, depending on where they slot. I feel the Islanders and Carolina do have some history in the playoffs recently. Carolina swept them. And that was after... Yeah, that was after... So that was the year the Islanders swept the Penguins. And then the Islanders got swept by Carolina. And then Carolina got swept by the Bruins.
Oh, wow.
It was
and
a
then
really
the Blues...
2019.
Yeah, because then the Blues beat the Bruins in the Stanley Cup final. That was that year. Yeah, so there is some playoff history. That being said, I don't know how many, if those rosters are even remotely the way they were then. I assume for the most part they are.
It gotta be similar.
Those teams are
not
right.
That much has changed with the Islanders.
No, except
Sorokin.
Leonard
and Bryce was tandem.
And who was Carolina's goalie at that point? I have no freaking idea.
That would have still been Mrazek.
No, that's wildly different than
Cam Ward.
No, he went to McElhinney. McElhinney.
Curtis McElhinney.
Oh
yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
what a tandem.
He's a backup, ain't he? And but yeah, so
McElhinney.
is
Yeah, so I
and now
think
they have Ranta Anderson a lot better. It's a lot
yeah,
better.
a lot better.
It's a
But I
lot
think,
better of a tandem.
Yeah, how
The
the hell did you get
Hurricanes-
swept by that?
well, so that's the thing. So the Islanders, they'd all be like 1-goal games, right? Because that's what would happen. Carolina
Yeah.
has a really good skating team, and the Islanders, again, at that point, they have some youth coming in, but it's
Well, that was like
seasoned.
early on in their
Yeah.
in the Islanders
In the-
sort
yeah.
of like first few years of it. Yeah,
But
that was
also
before
they-
their 2 Final Four appearances.
Yeah, but they also had like they're the Islanders. They're not the youngest team by any means.
Right.
So
That hasn't
it
changed.
was
either.
no. But I feel okay. Obviously, this is right. This is the big thing. So if you're the second wild card spot in the East, you're playing the Bruins. You probably don't want to end up there. You probably don't. The Islanders are one of those very annoying playoff teams, and I feel like that matches up better against Carolina. And I say that because at times Carolina has struggled to score, weirdly enough, this season. Even though they're Carolina, it's like okay.
And I think that's the biggest reason why I actually would like the Islanders' chances against them
Yes.
is because Sorokin's been on such a fucking heater,
Exactly.
and Carolina is Svechnikovless.
Also,
That's
that
the other big thing. Yes, he's
that
which
sucks,
I
man.
know it really like for Carolina and their fans, Jesus. But no, in
Yeah.
terms of like
From
a
fucking
matchup,
fantasy
yeah.
team.
So well, and that's the thing. So I think if the Islanders can be a defensive stalwart against the Hurricanes, and a Barzell can come back, and now we're getting some Barzell Horvat action in the playoffs. I think that would be absolutely wonderful.
that sounds
I think-
fun.
I-
Sounds fun to watch.
I think they could. I think
or
they
you
could
could get the Devils, and I think you'd be fine.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how
I-
have they played them. That's just me going completely.
no, they
uninformed.
play the Devils well. The Islanders see. Here's the weird thing: the Islanders play the Devils well. In the playoffs, the Islanders did recently meet with the Bruins as well, and they beat them. They beat them.
And they beat them a couple times.
Is that in the bubble?
Or was-
No, because the Lightning
No.
took the Bruins out
Yeah.
of the bubble.
Yep.
no, it's
Yep.
only just been the one time. Yeah, never mind.
Yep. But so I do feel like here's the thing, right? I'm not going to be an Islanders fan and be like, yeah, the Islanders match up with the Bruins incredibly this year. Like, the Bruins are a freaking scary
When
team.
did
Nobody
they?
matches up incredibly with the Bruins.
No.
No. But if there was any team that would just be annoying and somehow like, give the Bruins trouble, I could see the Islanders.
I mean,
doing that.
it's
Here's the
hockey.
thing.
All you need is a
Here's the
goal to
thing.
be hot for a few
Here's
games.
the thing. I would rather wait until later on in the playoffs to test that theory.
You
in the
do
first
not
round. That's-
listen. You
Yes.
look at this.
Yes.
You do not want to be in the Atlantic bracket.
Exactly.
You do not want to be
not
there
at all.
because there
Not
are
at all.
no bad teams there.
Because
There's
even
no bad
also
teams
yeah,
in the Metro.
if you're in the
but,
Atlantic,
like,
if you're in the Atlantic bracket, even if you manage to beat one of Toronto, Tampa, Boston, whatever, you're
Yes.
probably still going to
Yeah.
run into one of the others.
you have one of either
Well,
Toronto, Denver, Boston
Oh, yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
for you. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit!
And that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't want exactly, and that's my point. Like, I think maybe later on in the playoffs, if it got to that the Islanders maybe could give the Bruins a run for their money. I mean, yeah, sure, right. And as an
Yeah,
Islander,
at some point, you
of
got
course
to
I'm
be the
gonna-
best teams
yeah.
to do the thing.
Ex-
So, like,
to
yeah.
do the thing, exactly.
Or the best
you know?
team just
But-
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but first round, the TD Garden going absolutely. I'm good. I don't want to be
Yeah,
there.
pass on
I
that
don't want
shit.
to be there. Yeah,
For the
pass.
record, I don't think the Bruins are going to win, but
No,
The curse lives
there's
on.
there's a rule. There's a rule.
What's the
rule.
well, there's the President's Trophy
The
rule, but
President's Trophy
also,
rule.
but also, I think
Tampa Bay
whatever
Lightning
team,
rule.
I think whatever team comes out of the Western Conference is going to win for the reason
Just based
of
on ease of path.
because
I think that's a-
exactly because like
I think that's
you
a good
get
call.
even the Metro, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you.
Ready for this?
Like who?
Dallas Stars.
That would not shock me.
Your 2023 Stanley Cup champions.
How about this? Vegas Golden Knights, Conn Smythe, Jack Eichel.
You're muted, Nick.
Minnesota.
Hey,
They've been
imagine that.
quiet.
That'd be awesome.
They've been quietly like tearing shit up the
You know what,
last
though?
month. They're first
Yeah,
in their
they're-
division,
they're
I
at-
think.
They're at the head of the Pacific.
Central.
They're in the Central.
Central.
But you know,
Ben.
but are we
Sorry, Mike,
are we
go
done
on.
with the Isles talk, or do you have a couple more things? Because I do want because this
Yeah,
is
wrap
what we're
up the
talking about
Isles.
after we take a little
Yeah.
break.
Okay,
So,
okay. In that case, two things. I am done with the Isles talk. They need to win. They need to keep winning, though. They are in control of their own destiny. That's for sure. They've done a great job setting themselves apart.
They're not in the
from
worst
pack.
spot.
They're not. They're not.
No,
But
they're in
still,
fine
They
spot.
just got to. They're not in the worst spot, but they do have to keep it up.
yes,
Yeah,
they do have to keep it up. And wait. Okay, so yeah, not completely done. I wanted to say though, Ben, are you doubting playoff Jonathan Quick in front of us? I can't believe it.
Yes.
I can't. Okay, that's fair.
he's been like, you know what? We'll get to it.
No, yeah, we're gonna get to it. But no, the Islanders have a tough schedule though. That was the last thing I was gonna end up. So ready for this? Tampa Bay and Carolina back to back tomorrow and Sunday.
Oh,
3 days of rest and then Tampa Bay again.
oh.
So Tampa, Carolina, Tampa.
You know what that means? They're gonna beat Tampa both times.
Yeah, man. And then Philly, Washington, Montreal to end the season. Now
That's a decent end.
Washington has just played the Isles well. That is a decent end, but it's still like those games are always tight. And Montreal and Philly, I feel like you should be able to. To be honest, Philly doesn't worry me, but Montreal kind of worries
scrappy.
me in the sense that they just
They
Yeah,
pull some
they're just
shit out of their
scrappy.
asses every once in a while. They
yeah,
keep trying.
exactly.
They're a
But
scrappy
yeah, so
bunch.
it's going to be a tough schedule. That being said, the Islanders, so far, again, when they play those good teams, like the Devils, that was like a must-win. Every game is must-win, but the Devils was really like, okay, like let's keep our destiny in our own hands, and they stepped up and they won 5-1. So
There you go.
I think they can do it. They just got to keep the streak up.
Well, all right. Let's say, gentlemen, we do a little one round of hurdle, and we take a little break
down.
so I can squeeze the lemon.
I also need to do that, so that sounds lovely.
All right.
Are you having a
let's do this
mixed
thing.
drink?
I'm having some Coors Light.
I had some Allagash White.
Why doesn't
Very
it
tasty.
see? This is when I get pissed off
I
at
like
Windows. Go there. Okay. All right. And here we go. Tell me when you guys have it
Oh,
pulled
we gotta
up.
watch that stream, dear.
Tell me when you get it pulled up.
I got it.
Before we see the silhouette, I'm going to guess Jason Zucker.
The Sabres beat the Rangers.
Oh, really?
Does
Tonight.
Advantage Ad score?
All right, here we go.
It's not Jason.
What in the hell is going on with this?
What the fuck is that hair?
Wait a minute. Is it that dude? Ben,
Is it-
who was that guy who used to be on the Habs?
Is that
Who had
ET?
John Merrill? It might
John
be John
Merrill?
Merrill.
John Merrill.
All right, let's try it. This is just
Yeah, that
J-O-N.
guy.
Yeah, John
I
Merrill.
think.
There it is. Okay, it's not John Merrill.
Never mind. But it is a Western Conference defenseman.
Pacific defenseman, pretty young.
It's gonna be somebody on the Ducks.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be somebody.
Oh,
no.
Should I guess a duck?
What if it's a Kraken defenseman?
Yeah, just guess like
No, he's not.
What
on
do you
that
got for me,
anymore.
Nick?
if you just want to narrow out the Ducks, guess Cam Fowler.
He's too old at this point.
Is he there still?
Yeah, but the point is to narrow out the Ducks. That's I see what you're saying.
Wait, but for that part, don't do him then. Then do Jamie Drysdale.
Okay.
'Cause he's actually young, so that might be.
That's not
He
the
was
Ducks.
too young.
Oh, wait.
Jersey number's
But
close
he's
to
Canadian.
6.
Canadian, and jersey number is close to 6.
Holy shit! So it is like 25, like 25 or 26. I think 25.
Is it somebody on the Canucks? No.
Let's see here.
Is that
Canucks.
somebody else?
Let's think of some teams here. Canucks, Oilers.
Wait, whoa. Philip Hronik? Try Hronik. H-R-O.
Hronik. I know how to spell Hronik. It is not Hronik.
Shit.
24, 23.
Pacific.
Also,
team?
he's Czech.
Oh, right. Shit.
It could be the Kings because they do have some young defensemen.
Do you happen to know any of them?
And I'm trying to.
Is Moore a defenseman?
Who was the one who like popped off in the playoffs
Jersey?
last year?
Not.
He's Canadian, I believe.
You want me to send it?
Fuck it.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, damn it! All right, we
Wow.
got Oh,
They
nearly.
are 24.
Yep, 24 defensemen, not LA. So let's see. We got San Jose. Wait,
Oh,
is this
yeah.
Barabanov?
Oh, Barbanov.
No, that's Russian.
Yeah, he's pretty
Russian.
sure he's a forward, and yeah, he's Russian.
I see the long hair.
This is tough.
San Jose.
Why do they keep giving us fucking Pacific Division?
Seriously, man.
people?
Give us some East, please. All right, let's just
I
speed
mean,
through
nobody
this.
knows because nobody's seen those episodes that we did.
Let's just speed through this, all right? Give me Oilers or Calgary.
Wait, is that Lindholm? No, that's not Canadian.
No, he's a forward.
Tanev is too old. It's not Tanev.
Yeah, he is a forward. What am I talking about?
I'm gonna guess Tanev anyway, just to get. It's Chris, isn't it?
Chris
Yeah.
is the Calgary defenseman. Well,
Oh,
not on
number
Calgary.
8. Number 8.
Oh my God, we even got the number.
We got everything but the
What?
team. Holy.
I don't
Alright,
know
who's-
shit about the Pacific Division.
All
Who's
right.
number 8 on the Sharks or the Oilers?
I don't know anything about the Sharks, man. Wait, who's the guy the Sharks got from fucking Minnesota? Middleton? Try it. Type Middleton. See if there's a first name.
Jake.
Try Jake Middleton.
He's Minnesota. It's not on Minnesota.
Oh, he went from Sharks to Minnesota. Fucking.
Oh no,
It was the other way around.
Oh,
That's okay. What the problem? I don't recognize this guy, man.
well, it's number
Seattle
so.
defenseman.
Seattle's number 8. It's a number 8.
Oh.
So if we can think
Oh.
of that, like that would be useful.
So it has to be San Jose or Seattle, right? That's what we've narrowed it down.
No,
to.
there's Oilers too.
Oh, or Edmonton. Shit.
Oilers.
Who's
I don't-
young on Edmonton? It's not
Yeah.
Evan
Evan
Bouchard.
Duncan
Bouchard,
Keith.
but not him.
That looks nothing like Evan Bouchard.
Yeah.
Duncan Keith's pretty young.
He retired. Or I think he went off to injury, non-retirement,
Oh,
retirement.
sorry, I'm just approaching that like
Number
a GM.
8.
Sorry, my bad.
I feel like it's whoever Seattle's number 8 is, and I just have no idea.
Yeah. Wait. Is it one of the Fleury brothers?
Hayden Fleury, I thought for a second, but didn't he go somewhere else? He was drafted. They
Hayden
took him.
Aiden Fleury is currently number 7 on the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait,
Because he got
LOL. I didn't know that.
Seattle got him in the expansion draft.
Where's
I think,
Kale?
Yep.
but Kale's also with them, but or I don't even know if he is still. He never made like
Wait,
pro
is
level.
Kale a defenseman?
Yeah, but he
Is
never.
it Kale I'm
it's
thinking
not,
of? Oh, it's not him.
It's not him. It can't be. I mean, try it if you want. I don't.
If you
think
want to
it
get
is.
Seattle out of the way.
Oh!
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Remember, it doesn't have to be a regular NHL player. He just has to have played a few games, I think, is how this
Kale
works.
Fleury.
All right, let's do one more. Come on. Give us someone in the East, please. Good job. Good job, boys. I actually surprised we got
go.
Remember the stretch we had like 3? We guessed 3 right in 4 guesses
Yeah,
or
man.
something like that.
We were a long ways from that.
I was trying to think of young defensemen, and then Fleury.
No!
Is that Zuccarello? Is that Zuccarello? Gotta be Zuccarello.
It kind
Looks
of
like
does
him.
look like him.
Or
I'd
William
give that a
Karlsson.
go.
Yeah, that actually does look just like
I
him.
have a-
Oh,
Tyler Toffoli.
Toffoli.
Tyler Toffoli. Fuck.
Okay, close. Pacific again. God damn it. I hate this.
William Carlson.
Try that.
No.
He's
No.
a center, isn't he?
No. He is a center, yeah.
Oh,
I ain't wasting that.
he's not. Okay.
Not Canadian.
Boy, that-
he's a right
Okay.
winger in the Pacific.
Ready for
Division.
this? I'm going to guess that this is a Swede because the hair looks thinner and they have like thin blonde hair.
You know
That's
who it
all-
might
That's my
actually be?
guess.
Okay.
Who you going for?
I know who it might be. Kempe. Kempe Swedish, I believe.
Yeah, I can't pay.
Oh, come on.
Damn! Look at that.
Good shit,
Yeah.
Eric.
There
See,
it
I'm
is.
telling you, man, I can tell Swedish hair. It's not blonde, though.
Yeah, I wasn't
Alright.
thinking of
You were
him. I think
close.
it's Swede.
All right. Well done. All right. Now we are going to
Let's
take a
go.
quick little break. Shit, I hit the wrong thing.
I got it.
Take a quick little break, and then we'll be back to talk just a quick second about a couple more things. Surprise, bitches, we're back. And Ben's drinking. I need a little too much head on that one, I think, bud.
Full mustache. Full mustache.
Yeah, it wasn't a great pour.
Okay, so first of all, we did discuss this last week after the failed podcast episode attempt, but
Oh my
I
God.
feel like we should talk about it on the air.
Oh no.
The Fanatics jersey
Oh no.
deal.
Oh no.
The 10-year Fanatics deal with the NHL. Fanatics will now be producing the new NHL jerseys, both for the players that are playing and for the consumers.
I saw a funny meme, and it was basically like
Here we go.
after one fight, the jersey was just like tattered and destroyed.
It was the Golden Knights player that it was just like poosh. It was like
Yeah.
blown up in the front. Yeah, I saw that.
It said something like after Fanatics issues, whatever, next season's jerseys or whatever.
Now everybody's freaking out about it, and I think that there is justification there from all that I've seen. My personal experience with Fanatics has been okay, not good. It's been okay. Like
I don't think you can find anybody that's good.
like as far as like even like the breakaway jerseys, my personal experience has been fine. I haven't had any
Yeah.
issues with any of mine.
Do
Unfortunately,
you get yours customized though?
I got a Stamkos one, and I have a Stamkos one. I have a Devil's Hall one, and I have a the Kucherov reverse retro 2. And I've not had any issues yet with like names
Where did
coming
you
up.
get them from? Did you get them from NHL.com or did you get them from the team stores?
I got them from the NHL shop, except
Okay.
for I can't remember the reverse retro 2. I think I got that on NHL shop as well, but that might have been the team
Interesting.
store. But I haven't had any issues yet. But Danielle got a Point jersey, and the P is not on there. It is an Oint jersey because the P fell off.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
But she still has it, and I think we're gonna try and take it somewhere to just glue the letter on and then stitch around it, because then it'll just stay.
I could honestly probably do that.
Well, we might hit you up then. But I will say I've had issues with some shirts because they're fucking cockeyed and not centered, and I'm like, what?
They're also just not very high quality. Like they
Yeah.
they feel cheap.
Like the
Like,
numbers
you put it in,
and
like
stuff.
you feel
yeah.
it, the number, like, you just feel it, and you're like, this
Yeah.
is gonna be cracked to hell in
Yeah.
like 6 months.
And
Like
I do have one story that's pretty rough. I did get it fixed, but I ordered, and I'm sure I've told this before, but this was like years ago. I ordered a Point T-shirt for Danielle for Christmas, and it arrived, and I was like, I saw the back. It said 21 Point because that's what was showing when I took it out, and I was like,
Mhm.
that blue does not look correct. I don't know if you guys remember this. Is this ringing a bell?
No.
This.
Oh wow, Eric, do you know?
Okay. No, this isn't.
I'm
But I'll
guessing it's
explain
not
after. I'll
a
explain
Tampa
after.
logo on the
I'll
front.
explain after.
Yeah, so I unwrap it and I turn it over. The blue was different. I unwrap it and turn it over, and it's a New York Giants logo.
Oh my God.
It was a fucking New York
Oh
Giants
my
shirt
God.
with a Point 21 on the back, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
what in the what? So
How did you keep it?
I don't know. No, I didn't keep it. I had to send it back.
Oh,
But I called them and they were like, yeah, we'll get it. We'll ship you out the right one. Just
That's
here's the
crazy.
label.
I want to know
print this
how
and
their
ship it back.
factories work because there's been enough of those things where it was like New York Islanders with a Rangers logo in the middle, or like shit. Like
I've been seeing it all now. It's bad.
or the one where it was like it was a Jack Hughes jersey and it had Hughes 86, but then the arms had 13, and I'm
I
like,
saw that. Yep.
what are you guys doing? Like, what is? I'm not thrilled about everything. To
Hopefully-
be putting it bluntly, I'm not touching any of their products. Well, not buying any of their products until I can actually go to
A store
like
and,
the
like,
Bell
feel
Center
it.
or something, feel it, see like what's going on here, what's happening. Because like, the breakaway jerseys are fine if you don't wear them a ton.
I'm fine with mine. I
Um,
haven't had any issues, but I know
yeah.
that I am unique in that regard. I think.
I wear my jerseys a lot. and I wear them in a lot of games. Like I feel I just wouldn't be comfortable with that. But I'm also a bit of a jersey snob, so that's probably me. But I don't know. I don't feel great about it. I'm sure the ones the pro guys have will be very nice
They'll be
because you
fine.
got to make sure they're happy. That's the whole thing.
They'll be
But
fine.
like, as a person with the amount of NHL merch I buy, I never use NHL.com's shop. And there's
Oh,
a
yeah?
reason for that. I've never once ordered anything from there because I'm like, of all of the Fanatics products I've gotten just from other sources, I've not really liked them very much. And then I see everything like there's the Fanatics Sucks Twitter account on Twitter, which just catalogs all of that, and it's rough. And I'm like,
Was that Fanatics?
Doesn't feel great.
I can't remember. I think I got like the pro authentic thing, like that line. I got like a
Yeah.
Bolts, like a basically like a long sleeve shirt with a hood, basically.
Yeah.
And I think it's Fanatics, but I can't remember now. But that's pretty nice. I will say. But that's also the pro line.
I'm gonna say I'm sure they probably have more expensive, but like it just feels like so much of their stuff is like, how do we make this in the cheapest way possible to get the highest profit margin? Which,
yeah, I mean that's how fucking business works sometimes.
but like you have to, at some point, you do also have to guarantee some amount of quality.
I
people
agree.
to keep
Oh yeah,
buying it.
no, I don't like that when like that's just how it is that companies are going to go for make the most profit because that's at the end of the day they're trying to make money, which I understand, but I also think that in the long run you make more money by making your customer base happy
because you're going to retain more people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the real issue here is why the fuck did we sign a 10-year fucking deal with these
There's
guys?
also that. Why is it 10 years? Why is it
Why?
not 4 or 5? Because most of the recent ones have been 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
Reebok was actually Reebok was a little long. Reebok was 07-08 to 16-17.
And then 16-17 to now, so
then
6
the
years.
17-8 season to now.
7 years.
I guess 10 years though, man.
Well, the problem with me is that it's 10
For-
years, and it's with a company that is
Has never really done it before.
is not and they're like they have a whole thing. They have a whole Twitter account showing shit that they get wrong.
Yeah.
Like why 10 years with these guys? Well, like is it like
it was
must have been
it was a
cheap or
very
something.
NHL it was a very NHL announcement though.
I hate
It was
I mean,
but like I loved how the initial announcement they put out was like this. Was it a video? I think whatever. It was at like 6-something in the morning on
Yep.
their account.
and it was like
touting,
a
like,
video, and
this
it's just the Fanatics logo.
This
Oh.
like, came onto the
amazing,
screen,
I
this
saw that. I thought it
amazing
was
new
fake.
partnership, and I'm just like, oh man,
Yeah,
this is
I
not
sent
gonna
it
go
to you
well.
guys, and I was like, "Is this real?"
Yeah,
Because I was like, "What?"
It's so yeah. All right. So Mike, were you telling that story about the blue not matching up? I didn't know it was a
Yeah.
Giants logo, but so I saw. I think I might have mentioned this on last week's 10-minute episode. Maybe after we stopped recording. But there was someone who had the Blasty jersey, the Flames horse jersey, the reverse
Oh
retro.
yeah, I remember you saying this.
And it was like the Adidas one, and then the Fanatics breakaway one, and the colors were
The
just
red was
totally
all
off.
different?
Like the orange and red was just completely different. Like again, right? It's like it looks like a jersey you got from like China or something like that. Like those like bulk jerseys you'd order for
like
cheap.
a fake jersey.
Like
yeah.
it's like why? Yeah, it's like why? Like again, right? It looks like a fake jersey, but it's from NHLShop.com. But I was gonna say, I mean, the one thing, at least for me, so Fanatics is like, with everything the NHL does, as we know, like try to be different and try to be a little more progressive with things, or like try to like market towards your younger fan base. I know Nike has a lot of pro like contracts for jersey making, but imagine Nike like finally changed some things up with jerseys. Like part of me almost like is kind of sad that we're not like getting like Nike is my one example because like they at least
That'd be
take
interesting.
risks with jerseys. Like NHL jerseys are the most like freaking like people like and like I get that. Like I totally think that's cool. But
Mike's
like,
wearing a Nike jersey right now.
I was gonna say this is Nike right here, but
Yeah,
It's
also if
Nike,
you,
but
I
made
was
by
gonna say,
Fanatics.
yeah, if you didn't catch the SDP where they were talking about that,
Oh, I didn't.
the MLB jerseys that have the Nike swoosh on them
Nike,
are
but they're
actually
made-
manufactured by Fanatics. This is a decent jersey. I got
There
no
we
problems with this. It doesn't have a player
It's
on the
hard to
back.
fuck up a baseball jersey though.
Also true.
I will also say they're probably a little more careful when they're being contracted out by Nike.
When this is on there.
Yeah, and Nike probably.
Yeah, I
has
mean, you're
some pretty
ultimately
high
paying, like,
standards.
$50 more to have the swoosh right on your chest.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
they better
Nike
put a
probably
little more
has
effort
some, like,
into it.
yeah, quality standards. I'm worried about what'll be the case when it's just them.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. That's the thing for me. Like, so
Ah!
you guys bring up good points with the quality standards. I didn't even consider that. But like, I don't know. In terms of like more progressive and fun jersey design, I thought maybe like someone like Nike would be a little more fun with that stuff.
I'm
Also,
a CCM truther. That's been the best,
See,
the
dude,
best jersey
I'd be
template
down
there's
for that.
ever been.
I'd be down
and
for that.
that's so.
I don't
that-
even know if they exist as a company. I don't even know what's going on. Are they exist as a company? I
Didn't
think
they
they're
get bought by
conglomerate or
somebody?
something.
They got bought
I
by
don't know.
somebody.
Well, that's the other thing though. I was gonna say, what about CCM or Bauer? Even Bauer, like hockey companies that we know, like give someone
Warrior.
a shot, you know?
Well,
Oh,
Warrior.
the thing where
That'd be sick.
the other
huh?
thing it comes down to is, I'm sure the NHL also probably thought of these companies. I'm wondering how many of them wanted to do it.
Well, yeah, because Adidas didn't even want to, right?
Adidas was literally like, "We're
They're like,
getting
"We're
out of
out.
hockey."
See you later. Peace out.
Like, I don't know
Uh,
what the view among like sports brands is of the NHL.
Yeah,
Like, I
That's
don't
a good
like.
point.
I got a
That's-
question.
They didn't seem to be breaking down the door. Nobody seemed to be breaking down the door to get the jersey deals. So like, Fanatics was like, "I guess we will."
I have a question. Does the NHL pay, or do the companies pay for the
think-
rights, or is it free and it's like free advertising?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the business behind it to know that.
Yeah, that's a good question though.
I would imagine.
I wonder how that works.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
My guess would be like Fanatics probably. I don't know.
It's
Actually, I'm not even
it's a
gonna say
tough
'cause I don't
question, huh?
know. I mean, I'm
I was
sure
just
there is an
thinking about
answer.
that.
I just
Oh,
don't
well,
know.
Well, obviously there's an answer. There's no answer. Nobody knows. They just signed a piece of paper.
I'm gonna Google it right now because I want to know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know what? Maybe they'll step up their game. Probably not, but maybe. All right, we're gonna move on, and then we're gonna find out once Ben's done his Google. But we're gonna move on here. The only other thing I want to talk about is the playoff race, which we almost got into before the break. But I wanted to cut you guys off before we got too far into it because we're gonna talk about it right now. So currently, clinched right now, Boston, Toronto, Carolina, New Jersey, the Rangers. That's all in the East. And this is kind of funny here. It might have changed tonight, but clinched in the West, Vegas. And that's it.
That's it. That's it.
Damn.
It was
Oh,
one
man.
team. So it's
Oh,
wild
man.
over there in the West. And then in but not clinched was Tampa, Isles, Penguins, and then this is where all the West teams are. Minnesota, Dallas, Colorado, Edmonton, LA, Seattle, Winnipeg. So, yeah. And then this close but not in is Florida, Ottawa, and then I put Buffalo and I put barely because they have a chance, but it's not a good chance.
Free article I finding is saying financial terms undisclosed. Motherfucker.
There we go. You were right. There is no answer. And then still has a shot, but not quite in. Is Calgary and Nashville. So Nashville does a bit of selling
Nashville.
and still is right there with a chance. So if we open the
Interesting.
standings up, let's start in the East here.
Before the
Obviously,
standings, one last Fanatics thing. They had
Yes.
somebody they put a picture of a Pedersen Eastern Conference All-Star.
I saw that one. What an idiot. Who
Just-
laid that out?
I don't know, but yeah, Eastern Conference playoff race.
All right. So we talked to Eric about the Isles. They're in it. They're in the race basically because the East playoff race is essentially done. The top 3 teams in each division are essentially set.
Yep.
Just
Pretty
jockeying
much.
for wild card.
There's pretty much jockeying for wild card. The Metro top 2 could switch up.
Can move. Yeah, they could shift around a little bit.
The Atlantic is set. The Atlantic top 3 is set, I'd say. Tampa hasn't clinched yet, but unless they really blow it, which hey man, they could. they should be in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, they're in.
Yeah, they're fine.
So the wild card right now, Islanders in that first one, Pittsburgh in the second one, and then 1 point back of Pittsburgh is Florida, and then 5 points behind Pittsburgh is Ottawa. This is all with about 6 or 7 games left to play for, depending on what your team is.
Most of the teams, yeah.
So, what are we thinking? Do we think Isles hold on to that top spot, or do you think that they fall to number the second wildcard spot?
Yes.
And obviously, we talked about it before, but if you're in the wildcard race, you're doing whatever you can to be in that first wildcard spot.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to face Boston.
I honestly think those wildcard spots are going to end where they are right now.
I do too. I do too. I do think the Isles need. I think the Isles need a bit of luck from they need other teams to also do some things. Like they need Pittsburgh to maybe get.
Not even really, because.
But
Pittsburgh only has a game in hand on them, and Islanders are 3 points up.
I say that based on the Islanders' schedule coming up, but
it's a tough schedule.
I mean, it's
a tough schedule.
But odds are that yes, it stays exactly.
It's not set in stone. But
this is what I think is going to happen. The Panthers are going to sneak in, and then they're going to win the cup, and the Habs will get the 31st pick or the 32nd pick. No,
that team's not making it through the playoffs.
No, listen. I've said it before, gentlemen. Ottawa. I am sticking to it until they're mathematically eliminated.
Pushing out.
Ottawa is gonna get bent over by Boston in the first round.
I think Florida. I think Florida's gonna snag that last spot.
They've been hot themselves, haven't they?
Hot lately.
5-4-1, 2-game winning streak. Ottawa is 4-5-1 with the 2-game winning streak. Come on.
I mean, if Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh just handles their stuff and plays slightly,
Jari's just been so bad.
Yeah. So the Islanders and Penguins pretty much just have to play 500.
Because, and I mean, I hope that the other teams all have rather similar normal amounts of wins.
Pittsburgh maybe a little bit more.
I wonder how much crossover. Yeah, Pittsburgh could probably stand to do a little more. But they also have a game in hand on Florida, and they're a point ahead, so they should be fine-ish. I don't know. It's a little tight. It's a little tight.
All depends. And then, hey, don't you forget about Ottawa.
You're right. They're in it still.
They're gonna beat the Lightning in that game that I go to, and they're gonna jump into a wild card spot with that game.
Them the playoff spot.
Yep.
Would you even be mad at that point?
I would be, but I would be mad in the moment, and then I would not be mad later because I'd be like, "That's awesome. Let's go."
Plus, I have a point I can talk about in the podcast.
Yes.
I'm hoping the Habs' trajectory stays exactly the same because my prediction for their place in the standings from the beginning of the year would be correct.
Hey, look at that.
They're because I said in a tweet, I have it in my bookmarks. It's 28th place.
All right. We're not going to get into it in depth because this is something we'll do in a later, couple weeks probably. But we're going to pretend the playoffs are starting today, and I just want who you think is going to win between these matchups that I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Carolina, Islanders.
Islanders.
I'm going Carolina on that one. Sorry, Eric.
That's fair.
I'm going to be cheering for the Islanders. But that's just what I'm picking.
Yeah.
Boston, Pittsburgh.
Boston.
Does Boston? It's the battle of the elder statesmen.
There's a bit of a difference.
No, definitely. Yeah. I'm just saying that's when you think about old teams, it's those two teams.
Yeah, sure. This is true.
All right. New Jersey, and the Rangers. Battle of the metropolitan area.
Ooh, that was tough.
Rangers.
I think Rangers.
Devils.
Ooh, okay. I like it. And then the final Toronto and Tampa Bay, a rematch.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
I'm saying Toronto.
Toronto.
You said Toronto last year too, Mike. You're gonna be wrong again.
Hey, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump over to the West. So as I said, Vegas is the only team here that's clinched, and then all the other teams, you know what they're doing, boys? They're clenching.
Real hard.
They're clenching them cheeks.
Yep.
Trying to propel themselves forward.
Nothing's coming out of those bad boys.
They're the only ones that clinched, but Dallas and Minnesota might as well be clinched.
Yeah, pretty much.
Colorado's right there,
Colorado's
too, so-
94, tied with Dallas.
And yeah,
so.
Colorado too. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we got. So we got Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado in that order. Do we see that switching up a little bit?
What's the numbers wise? I don't know.
97, 94, and 94.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it
With-
could.
75 games played, 74.
Oh god, there could be so much. Yeah,
There's
I
a
don't even
lot
wanna
there.
bother. I don't even want to bother trying to
Yeah.
we
figure
can-
out how that's going to change because
Yeah,
it
we don't
could
have to do
game
that.
to
Yeah, I mean,
game.
'cause, like
so-
last week or 2 weeks ago, Dallas had the top spot, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to do that. So you know what?
But
It's,
the playoff matchups as of now, let's run.
well,
through.
let's first Calgary or Nashville. Calgary is 2 points behind. Nashville is 3
Dude.
points behind.
They're so confusing.
Do we
Calgary.
see-
And Winnipeg is just Winnipegging.
Yes. Do we see do we see one of those teams possibly jumping in?
I think it'd be really fun to see. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd love to see Nashville do it after selling. I think it'd be really funny, like just
Yeah, that'd
fully
be
selling
awesome.
at the deadline and then just making it anyway. Like fuck it, why not?
I'm gonna just say Nashville because Calgary, I don't know, it's just not their year, dude. They're losing to the Canucks right now.
Dude.
They're out shooting them 10-5. Like just every game is like that though.
You wanna
Every
know?
game,
Oh, that stat is nutty. The how losses in games they've outshot them by like 10 or more, right? It's like
You want to know why I'm in third place in fantasy leaguers?
'Cause all your-
Would you
all
like to
your
know
Calgary
why?
guys you bet
Because
on.
I
Did you just
drafted
pick a bunch of Calgary
Huberdeau
guys?
and Kadri, and they both sucked ass this year. That's
Like
as
the
it
rest
turns
of
out, getting Boston guys worked.
yeah. Maybe not the sole reason I'm in third, but it didn't fucking help.
No.
Uh,
Although Tyler Toffoli lately has been helping me.
well, good for you. But yeah,
Just had to get the
also,
right count.
Nashville has not had Yossi for the last like 2 weeks.
yeah, he's been
He's been
out.
hurt, and
Yep.
they're still there. That's how
They're
shitty
Islander,
the
right?
West is.
Barzell's
The West really is garbage this year.
The West sucks balls, and that's why whatever team comes out of there is going to win.
Guys, I'm really
they're saying
excited.
sucks balls, but the top 3 teams over there have
The top
Aside
end
from-
is very good.
The
But
top
like,
end's good, but like also, how much are they beating up on their shitty teammates or teams that are in their conference/division?
right.
They're good teams, but like compared to the East, it's just not even close.
Guys, we could also have the first season ever of Seattle Kraken playoff hockey.
Oh, we very well
So,
could. Yes, they are.
That's exciting.
Actually, I would say it's likely they're 5 points ahead of Winnipeg, and they're in the first wild card spot. So I would say it's fairly likely. Give it
Yeah.
another. If
only
they
3
win,
points now because it got updated.
Oh.
Winnipeg just
Oh,
oh,
Winnipeg
did they
won?
just finish their game and win? Well, shit.
think so.
Yeah, they did.
But still, Seattle has 2 games in hand on them. They're probably fine.
They need to
Yeah.
win like 3 more games, I think, and they'll be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully that happens because that's exciting.
Yeah.
We'll get to see how that building is in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
What if they win? What if they win the cup second year?
dude. Eat
Eat it,
that'd be
Vegas.
crazy.
Don't think
Honestly,
so.
imagine that. They'd be-
Eat it.
oh
Eat
my
it,
God.
Vegas. All right, let's go over these matchups and give me the team. We don't need to go in depth, even though we're gonna want to because that's what we do. But we'll say
Well,
that.
that's for the bracket episode when we actually have solid matchups.
Yes. All right. So as of right now, we've got Vegas, Winnipeg.
Vegas.
Vegas.
could
Winnipeg is 2
I could see something weird happening with Vegas's goalieing. Oh no, they got quick. They got playoff quick. Still, I still could see something weird going on with Vegas's goaltending and Connor Hellebuck.
Cece, what do you think? Vegas or
And
Well, no, you know
The
what?
hat-
Sorry, you know what? I broke my own rule.
What?
We're talking about it.
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
What is a
Winnipeg.
podcast? But a bunch of talking.
Winnipeg, motherfuckers.
Everyone says Vegas except Mike. Okay.
Minnesota and Seattle.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Wait, no,
Seattle.
scratch that. Seattle.
I'm going Seattle.
I'm going Seattle too.
I'm sticking with Minnesota.
Martin Jones, baby. All right, Dallas, Colorado. Dallas with home ice. That'd be a close one.
That's
Yeah,
a
I'm
tough
gonna
fucking
go
series.
chaos mode, Dallas.
I'm saying Dallas as well.
Yeah, Dallas.
Ottinger was so fucking. He almost did it for him last year, and they got a lot better forward wise.
I gotta say Dallas as well.
Hey, get out of here, Colorado. You ain't the Lightning. Get the fuck out of here. Edmonton and LA. A rematch. Another rematch.
That's another great series.
Good series. That'll for sure be one that I watch.
I'm gonna say Edmonton.
If it happens.
LA.
I'm gonna say Edmonton.
Edmonton just because
Wait, is that a
McDavid
rematch?
just.
Yeah.
They
Is
played
that a
last
first
year.
round? Is that a first round
Yep.
rematch?
First round rematch.
I'm gonna say LA because you know.
Edmonton just because McDavid is just on another fucking plane.
No, yeah,
this year,
most
like,
likely.
Both of their goalies fucking
Wait.
suck.
Dude, I was gonna say this is
Who?
because
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Stuart Skinner doesn't suck.
Stuart Skinner's
I mean, he's good, but he's also can be really bad. Like the
Listen.
It's because they don't
You know
play
what?
defense.
It's not
they
safe.
they just got defense.
All
They
right.
got Ekholm.
without going too far into it, I'm gonna change my answer to LA. That's it. I'm done.
I'm going LA, baby.
I'm going LA too.
They need redemption. They dropped that 100 and whatever pound bag of sand known as Jonathan Quick, and they're off to the races.
Korpisalo has been really solid since going there, from what I've heard. So yeah,
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
Quick-
Jonathan Quick,
No,
you're awesome.
dude. Quick is kind of like a bag of sand because he flows like water. He is in the splits, like sliding across the ice.
Yes, and
he's
not
a
stopping.
Very movement heavy goal.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a little taste.
Bracket episode to come.
That's taste of our bracket episode, because our bracket episode will end up being around it'll be a little shorter than we are currently at right now, but it will be all what you just heard. It'll be longer versions of everything that just happened. So
Because
look
we'll
forward
actually
to
have
that.
playoff matchups at that point.
Yes. And you'll get all of our bracket picks, and it's God, it's the best time of the year. But last thing, real quick, like 5 minutes, fantasy hockey. Coming in, we got 2 weeks left.
Oh god.
This is tight times right now. It's
tight times. It's tight times in multiple areas, actually. So I was keeping pace for a little bit. I was keeping pace. I was like 100 points back, and then my team started to suck balls. So I'm still in third, but I'm now 391 points back. But the real race is for first, and it's between my dad and Ben. Ben is 29 points back right now. I don't know how everyone's night is going tonight.
Mine is meh. It's 8 points right now, but the important thing is I'm at 8 points and your dad is at 4.5. So
yeah, so
I'll be honest with you guys, I forget to look at it.
You stopped. You're still
Have
not
you
that far
stopped?
back
Yeah.
from Danielle.
I'm gonna be honest.
there's no shame in
doing
stopping
that.
at this point.
Yeah,
I didn't
point.
stop because I wanted to. I stopped because I forgot about it for like a week, and I was like, "Ah, shit." I looked back and saw how many points I left on my bench some days, and I'm like, "Damn."
So, Mike, are you fighting to stay ahead of Danielle?
I'm just barely keeping my ass ahead of Danielle right now. It is like, because dude, my team has been awful. My team's fucking awful.
I had a big fucking night last night. That was important because your dad was starting to make some ground on me, or make some clearance on me.
Yeah,
I should
he's
say.
starting to make a lead.
And I
you
gained back
got like 50 points.
gained
on
back
him.
60 points on him. So yeah, it was big. Because I don't fucking know. I had a really bad week. There was a couple nights, like my big heavy nights. I just had duds like a couple times this week, and that fucked me.
So this is the first season I think that we've ever done it that there's an actual race coming into the final like 2 weeks. There's an actual.
It only has ever been
battle
this close.
for first.
Like
And then there's
I've
another
never been
battle
in this
for third
position before either.
Yeah, and Ben's actually up top. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wow, this is neat."
I'm very confused. I also like didn't have to do anything all year, and then now I'm like, I don't know if you noticed, I'm actually doing
some moves. Yeah,
I'm doing the getting more guys in if I can on off. Like I got Pavelski today specifically because he was playing, and
I've been doing that with goalies.
Wasn't.
I've been doing that with goalies.
I probably should look at my goalies because I have Anderson Skinner, which is fine. Actually, no, that's fine.
So Benny's about 30 points back for first, and then it's basically a 2-horse race for third. Danielle's right behind me. Nick is
Nick could surprise if you hop back in.
Nick could surprise and jump back in. But once again,
50 points back on Mike.
2 weeks, I believe, because I think it's like April 13th, 14th is the last couple days.
I mean, you saw we only have like 5 to 7 games left for all the teams.
Yeah. So we're coming into the end. So either Ben or my dad will be the champion.
It's just a matter of,
and we'll be drafting last, mother licker. Because remember, that's how we're doing it. And remember, if you want to keep a player for next season, do not drop
just
them.
Have them on the roster at the end
Which
of
is why I haven't dropped Yossi, because I think that's who I'm keeping for my team.
I've been doing some of that too, where I'm like, that was part of my problem for a while there. I spent too long holding on to injured guys, I think. I crippled myself with indecision for a couple weeks there that let your dad kind of catch back up. Where I think I had what's the young guy with Vegas who was goalie?
Thompson?
Logan Thompson. I had Logan Thompson, Cale Makar, and who was the forward? I had like 3 people injured. Nobody I wanted to get rid of and I was using one of them. One of them I was in IR slot. I was just like, man, I don't want it. So I think I hemmed and hawed for too long, and by that point, your dad had caught up to me. So I have to kind of do some work.
My dad, I don't know what the hell his method is, but that he's always up top. Like he seriously is always winning.
Yeah,
like he's always in the top 3 at least. It's wild.
Would you say your dad?
Half of it, the last little bit, was the Habs have played Florida a few times and gotten lit the fuck up. Your dad got like 60 points out of some Florida guys in that 9-5 game. I was like, God damn it, boys. I need some help here. I know we want to lose, but could we lose like 2-1, please?
Yeah, right.
And then I think last night they like fucking thankfully, I don't think any of like your dad has Verhaeghe and Barkov, I think. Yeah, Verhaeghe and Barkov.
Verhaeghe's been good this year, yeah.
I don't think they did very much last night, so that was a blessing at least. But that 9-5 night really fucked me. I was like, guys, come on.
Oh, yeah.
He's killing me just on you two alone.
Eric, you were going to say something.
Yeah, would you say your dad's a pretty competitive dude, man?
That's why. Do you see me? Do you see? You've seen my competitive level. It's more. My dad's is higher.
That's why your dad is.
I just any for like either of my 1 or 2 finishes will be great for me. I have only ever gotten 3rd place as my highest, and that was in 2016. So like it'll be nice, but I'm gonna be really disappointed if I get 2nd after how long I was in 1st.
You were in 1st the whole season, basically.
There was like 5 days that I wasn't, where some people like jumped ahead.
It was up until like 2 months
2 or 3
ago.
days, and then your dad came at the end of the season, had a good push. But it's going to be close. I'm definitely paying a lot more attention to it than I have in a while, and I'm going to be in the last few days of the season. I'm going to be unloading and loading on guys like like I'm going to be doing like full turnovers other than my keepers just to get guys in because I'm going to need the points.
Next year is going to be the weekly matchups mode. So
I'm excited for that.
Fun. That'll be more fun
because I hear people talking about fucking fantasy playoffs right now and having like match. I'm like,
do like a playoffs thing.
Can be exciting. I think it'll be a fun time. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, that'll be good.
But if I could get a 1st place on this last format, I want to fun. Damn it!
I want to draft last.
Hey,
right.
I mean, clearly I have such impeccable drafting ability.
Clearly,
that
yeah, clearly.
It's only worked this 1 year, but clearly my abilities are.
All right.
Well, no, this is the first year I didn't do Habs. I finally didn't do it.
We're in a homer.
Yeah, finally. Okay. Anybody else got anything?
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me, gentlemen. And we'll see everybody next week. Peace out.